We are live here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City for Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Dukes and the Buccaneers. Vin Abnu with you, and along with me is Doug Stasic here to bring you through the action here in Game number 2 as the flags whipping across the winds here in Atlantic City. Nothing but blue skies. Temperatures in about the mid-50s, but it's definitely been windy. It didn't play too much of a factor in Game 1. It kind of drifted some fair balls into foul territory and into the stands. And Doug, Dukes won 8-1 in Game number 1. Buccaneers trying to earn a split here in Game 2. What do you think they need to do right away?
Well, I think it's very simple. Continue to square up, hit the baseball, try to find a little bit of green grass. You know, I had a chance to talk to the big first baseman, Omar Hernandez, and a little bit of frustration setting in. They're hitting the ball, but it's not finding the green grass that they hope it would. And I'm thinking that, hey, if you're them, don't change the approach. You maybe tweak it in terms of what you're trying to accomplish, but at the end of the day, this is just straight-up baseball. You know that you're going to be in a position that you're going to see a lot of strikes from the pitcher, Jake Keneally, and as such, work the count, find the balls that you can drive, and wouldn't be surprised to perhaps even see a little bit more small ball mixed in from Coach Velarde trying to mix things up.
Ryan Master on the mound for the Buccaneers here in Game number 2. Deals strike there. Kevin Marone leads things off. A very similar lineup for Rowan College, Cumberland County, South Jersey. Marone, Mares, Shepard, Gazzardo, Hallman, Peacock, Gamble, Andre Boyer. The only difference in the lineup here as that one called strike, and then Casey Vaughn rounding things out for the Dukes here in Game number 2. As we see there, the starting lineup for the Dukes. Master deals inside, but it's clips the inside corner, and it's called strike 3.
And a good start here for Ryan Master. Marone maybe not agreeing with the caller. However, for Master, a guy that Coach Velarde and Coach Ball have relied on heavily here in some of the bigger spots. So Master off to a good start in inning number 1.
A little bit of a different look, slightly different for the Buccaneers in Game 2. We'll get to that. Ben Mayer is now the hitter. Looks at a pitch inside. Javier Vega plays left field here in Game 2. Kevin Foreman back out in center. Isaiah Kennison over in right. Master deals strike to Mares. In the infield, Dempsey back at third. Antonicello at short. Nate Goodrich at second. Omar Hernandez is at first. Omar Luis, and we'll get to the order in the bottom half of the inning. Omar Luis will be doing the designated hitting duties here. Master looking to get off to a great start here against a tough Dukes lineup. Deals inside there to Mares. We've seen times this season, Master, where a couple times where he struggled, but there's been times where he's been shut out on the mound. Talk a couple weeks ago, I believe it was against Union County, where he pitched 6 2/3 innings out of the pen. Looked pretty good. So deals here, and that one drifted foul down the left field line and into the berm. So Mares gets another shot at it. Coach Velarde hoping the Master can give him a few innings here. That one chopped at the plate and swung on and missed. Mares, the throw by Solinsky, and he gets Mares at first. So a strikeout, 2-3, and there are 2 away here in the first inning. That'll bring up Matt Shepard. So, Doug, right away, Ryan Master going to work here, 2 back-to-back strikeouts to start things off.
Can't get much better than this as far as the start goes. So continue to flood the zone, continue to keep the ball down in the lower half, and trust the fact that your defense is going to step up and make plays for you.
Master 1-0 on Shepard. Kind of put a full effort in there. You could hear him grunting from up here on the concourse. It's 2-0.
No question.
Deals here. That one chopped to shortstop. Antonicello fields, throws to first, And 1, 2, 3 go the Dukes here in the top of the first. Buccaneers coming to bat with their first opportunity of Game 2 right after this on BFA Sports. Back here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City, Vin Abenu, Doug Stasic with you here on BFA Sports. Thanks for joining us for Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Dukes and Buccaneers. Let's take a look at the Buccaneers lineup that they'll be rolling out in Game number 2. Nate Goodrich leads things off. Kevin Foreman, Omar Hernandez. Omar Louise will be the DH here in Game number 2. He'll be hitting cleanup. John Dempsey, Gabe Solinsky behind the plate, Mo Antonicello, Javier Vega out there and left, and Isaiah Kennison rounding things out for the Buccaneers here in Game number 2, going up against Jake Keneally, Doug.
Yeah, Jake Keneally is somebody I thought we might have seen in relief, actually, in Game number 1, but tip of the cap to Libero. He did a heck of a job going the distance. Now we'll see Keneally getting the opportunity to get the start here. You talk to Coach Marco Carolla and a lot of the pitching staff. He dubs them 1, 1A, 2, 2A, 3. So a guy like Keneally is probably usually one of your top 2 guys on your staff, and we're going to see him here, obviously the product out of Shawnee.
Saving him for Game 2. And a nice pitching performance in Game number 1 by John Libero, essentially shutting down the Buccaneers in an 8-1 victory. Nate Goodrich leading things off again here in Game 2 for the Buccaneers. Hoping to get things started off in a good way for the Bucs. Takes a look at a pitch outside, 1-0. Goodrich went 1 for 3 in Game 1 with a single in the first inning, and then he lined out to short and struck out looking.
2 names that we did not see in the Buccaneer lineup today were Louis Sari and Justin Monero. Both of them feeling a bit under the weather, and they are not in the dugout. It is non-COVID related, I can report, but
which
nonetheless,
yeah.
Not feeling so great. And the timing couldn't have been probably worse for the Buccaneers facing the number 2 ranked Cumberland Dukes.
To be without Sari and Monero. Two and 1 the count on Goodrich. High pop foul down the left field line, and it goes into the seats.
Another name you're not going to see part of the Buccaneer lineup for this one is going to be assistant coach Jeff Ball.
Oh.
As after he left the game early, losing his debate with the umpire.
About, taking the Black Horse Pike or the AC Expressway?
Yeah, I don't know. We got to ask him what he decided to take on his way out, but he
as Goodrich lines that one into left field, and a nice diving play out there and left by Boyer.
Yeah, nice job by Boyer. Boyer, the product out of Oakcrest.
Look at that on the BFA Live Sports replay. I don't think he intended to make the dive there, but kind of did so out of necessity toward the end as that one kind of tailed. But a nice play, nonetheless, for Boyer out there and left. 1 gone, and that'll bring up Kevin Foreman. Pitch outside, so Doug Buccaneers going to coach short here in Game 2.
Yeah, they are, but quite the staff they have already over there in Buccaneer country, so not a big deal, but certainly a big voice in Jeff Ball.
Foreman drives that one out into right. Coming over and fighting the sun to make the catch is Gazzardo for out number 2.
Yeah, Gazzardo going to send Foreman back to the dugout, but that was not an easy or routine play by any stretch of the imagination. We saw the flagpole blowing in, and you can see this one just continue to sail away from Gazzardo, but he stays with it and able to come up with the play.
No clouds today, so Gazzardo needing those sunglasses every inch of the way. Fighting the sun and able to bring it in for out number 2. So that'll bring up Omar Hernandez. And he grounds that one to second. Easy enough play. And 1, 2, 3 go the Buccaneers here in inning number 1. Scoreless. We go to the second on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the second here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City, and right outside is, well, a couple porta potties and a nice yellow car there beyond the center field wall here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Seen some cars kind of doing some drifting a little fast and the furious style throughout the day here on Sunday. They took a break for a while. I assumed to, have some lunch or whatever, and then they got back out there.
Well, guy that's getting a bit more fast and furious is this guy, Mike Gazzardo. Gazzardo with the hard but stayed with it play out in right field. We saw him do some thievery.
I think it's interesting there as he takes a hack for strike one. He's going without the sunglasses at the plate.
Yeah, got plenty of eye black, though, for the glare.
Oh, there you go. Gazzardo, Hallman, and Peacock here in the second inning for the Dukes. As Gazzardo looks at one outside. Ryan Master out there. The Dukes went down 1-2-3 in the first at the hands of Ryan Master. He deals way high there and out. And 2-1 on the Dukes cleanup hitter. Gazzardo in game 1 reached 3 times, hit a 2 RBI double in the third inning of that one and a single, and reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th, struck it after striking out in his first at bat. So Gazzardo had a nice game 1 for the Dukes in their 8-1 victory, doing a little stretching here. Looks like he did something on that last pitch. Tightened up somehow.
Yeah, he had a little bit uncomfortable, so he's trying to reset himself.
Back in the box, looking at the 2-2 from Master. And that one in the dirt in front of the plate. And Gazzardo has worked a full count. Shifting a little bit, Antonicello right behind the bag at second. Buccaneers defense. And it's all moot as Gazzardo works a leadoff walk here in the second. Now Antonicello goes back to the standard shortstop position. Goodrich had slid over slightly to the left. Hernandez was a little bit behind the bag. Now he's on first guarding Gazzardo. Now Dempsey at third, kind of on the lip of the infield grass. Gazzardo leads off first. Here's James Hallman, the DH this afternoon in game 2 for the Dukes. That pitch low.
It's funny, Hallman squares the bunt. And I had said earlier that I would anticipate maybe seeing some more of that from the Buccaneers, but here come the Cumberland Dukes trying to execute the same.
Master deals here. A bunt up in the air. And Solinsky able to make the catch for the first out. So a failed bunt attempt by Hallman. And there's one away. That'll bring up Jack Peacock, who is the DH in Game 1, is playing third base here in Game 2. He was 2 for 4 in Game 1 with an RBI single, and then closed out with a single in the 7th. Takes a look at a strike there, 0-1. Go ahead, Doug.
I had a chance to talk to Peacock in between the two games here. He seemed to be very relaxed and ready to go. I think he saw a few things in his first couple at bats that he was looking to tweak, but he did get on base a few times. And he did ask me about, did I think he was out when I had that stolen base at second base. So something in the back of his mind. Certainly he's looking to get on base and grab a couple bags himself.
Throw over to first. And getting back safe is Gazzardo. Ryan Master with a sneaky pickoff attempt there. Well, T.J. Shelley was saying Game 1 for the Buccaneers had a very fast move over to first base for a right-handed pitcher. Master's got a 1-1 count on Peacock, who grounds it fair down the right field line, off the glove of Hernandez, getting it in the corner and throwing it. And now there's going to be a play at the plate. And getting in there safe with a head-first dive is Gazzardo.
Gazzardo made his way all the way around, and that probably felt a bit like sliding on some concrete, as there was plenty of dust, but not too much moisture there.
I guess at the end of that, you'll take the run. Kennison did a nice job in getting that in from right field, but Gazzardo motored around the bases there.
Good piece of hitting by Jack Peacock to get right behind the runner up the right field line.
So the Dukes take a 1-0 lead here in the second inning, and Will Gamble now the hitter. Runner leads off second now. That's Peacock. Master gives him a look and deals in the dirt in front of the plate, and it's 1-0. See Peacock out there to a little bit of a lead, not being held on, although Antonicello and Goodrich keeping an eye on him. Master gives him a look and deals to the plate, and no one misses. 2-0 on Gamble. Peacock takes a lead. Master gives him a long stare. Goodrich was going over to get a throw, and it's in the dirt. Throw down to third, and he's out. Nice throw by Solinsky down to third to get Peacock trying to steal third.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it here on the BFA replay. Good job by Solinsky to keep it in front. And that ball didn't get as far away as Peacock thought it might have.
That was a little close.
It was a little close.
I don't know.
One more quick gander at it. We slow it down even slower, but
so base is empty now for Gamble with 2 away. And there's a strike.
Perhaps going out of the inning, we'll be able to take one more gander at it and then go a little frame by frame.
Master deals strike 2. That was close. I don't know. He almost looked safe in that one frame there at third. 2 gone, a run in. And Master deals inside, and Gamble works a 2-out walk. And that'll bring up Andre Boyer. Made a nice play in left to begin things in the bottom of the first. Boyer coming over from Oak Crest. Runner on first, 2 away, and Boyer looks at ball 1. Dukes lead 1-0. Gazzardo had scored earlier in the inning after drawing a walk. Gamble leads off first. And a line shot right to Dempsey at third. And that'll end things here in the second. Dukes get a run. They lead 1-0 over the Bucks. We go to the bottom of the second on BFA Sports. Back here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City, Vin Avenue, Doug Stasic with you on BFA Sports as the Dukes lead 1-0 over the Buccaneers.
And the last frame, we had Jack Peacock called out. And this nice block by Solinsky was able to come up with the ball.
It was a close play at third.
Yeah, it was. We swear it was close.
When Peacock was called out. It was a nice throw down to third by the catcher Solinsky.
Yeah, he did a great job keeping that one in front of him. And that was a big out because we've seen what happens when the Cumberland Dukes number 2 ranked offense really gets motoring. So to be able to erase a would-be base runner out of scoring position, that one could be a game-changer difference maker.
Yeah.
Well, there it is there.
As we see, that was a bang play at third, very close. I thought even from our replay that he looked safe. Let's see. Look at that right foot. I think he got in there ahead of the tag. I think he was safe.
Well, close enough that I can understand why it might be called one way and not the other.
Omar Louise, John Dempsey, and Gabe Solinsky for the Buccaneers here in the second inning. Louise doing the DH duties here in game number 2. Had game 1 off. Takes a look at a strike. He was got on base sort of the hard way on Friday afternoon. He got hit in both of his feet in consecutive at-bats at one point on Friday afternoon. Takes a look at a pitch outside there, 1-1.
Yeah, Luis, the Millville High alum. His family, natives of the Dominican Republic.
1-1 here. Louise drives it into right field, and it's taking a turn into the seats. At a play.
It was a hard right turn.
Yeah. Yeah. One of those turns you take on the Black Horse Pike, right? 1-2 the count on Louise, leading things off for the Bucks here in inning number 2. Dukes took a 1-0 lead in the top half of the inning. They won game 1 of the doubleheader 8-1. Called strike 3, and Louise down looking.
Tough pitch to take. Don't think he was anticipating a breaking ball from Keneally, but nonetheless, that one was dirty.
Froze him. John Dempsey now the hitter. Keneally deals outside, and it's 1-0 in the Buccaneers' third baseman. As the wind picks up a little bit here at Sandcastle Stadium, Dempsey grounds it to short. Easy enough play for Marone, and there's 2 away. As Dempsey is retired.
Yeah, Kevin Marone just makes it look silky smooth.
So 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. Gabe Solinsky, now the hitter, doing the catching duties here in game number 2. Dante DePalma getting game 2 off after catching game 1 for TJ Shelley. Solinsky coming from lower Cape May to Atlantic Cape. Takes a look at a pitch outside. Five up, 5 down for Jake Keneally. And deals inside there, 2-0. Pitch to Solinsky, chopped to second base. And another 1-2-3 inning as Casey Vaughn throws it over to Gamble. Again, 1-2-3 go the Buccaneers. At the end of 2, Duke's lead, 1-0. We go to the third on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the third here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Avenue, Doug Stasic with you. Duke's lead 1-0 as we start things in the third. Casey Vaughn, Kevin Marone, Ben Mayers for Rowan College, South Jersey. Cumberland. Line shot into deep right field. Chasing it is Kennison, and he makes the catch after running a nice sprint there for out number 1.
Yeah, that was a well-hit ball by Vaughn, but Kennison gets all the way into the gap, had a very good first step, put himself in a nice position to make that play look a lot easier than it was.
He had an easier time tracking that fly ball down in right field than Gazzardo did for the Dukes earlier in this game, where it felt like he kind of did a full circle there.
Yeah.
1 out, and back to the top of the order. Kevin Marone, the hitter. Ryan Master deals outside. Marone struck out looking back in the first. Master pumps in a fastball and misses. 2-0 on the Duke shortstop. Deals here. Marone chops it to third off Dempsey, and it'll be an infield single. Yeah. Dempsey upset with himself. It looked like it kind of bounced off his chest, and he never was able to recover.
Yeah, that was a tough spot to be in, especially, when you sit here and you look at it, just the footing got out from underneath of him. And
yeah.
It kind of took away the opportunity to make a sliding play on it. But he did smother it, which.
Yeah. Tough bounce, though. So 1 on and 1 out. Ben Mayers now the hitter. Struck out swinging in the first and was thrown out on the drop ball. Tries to bunt here, and he does. Master picks it up, slides, falls down, and everybody's safe. Master now running toward third, and he's out. Gets Marone trying to stretch it into the throw to second, and he's out. Mayers trying to stretch it into an infield double, and it's a unorthodox double play to get the inning over.
Wow, there was a lot going on there, so much so that we kind of got caught up in the wind with some of the cameras, so we were a bit dizzy, to say the least. But nonetheless, an unorthodox play for sure, and just what the Buccaneers needed, as they were able to turn some small ball into 2 quick outs.
Alert defense by the Buccaneers closes things out in the top of the third. 1-0 Dukes. We go to the bottom half on BFA Sports. Back here at Sandcastle Stadium, we go to the bottom of the third here on BFA Sports. Vin Ebenu, Doug Stasic with you. A little bit of an unorthodox double play by the Buccaneers defense to finish things off in the third.
I ran out of room on how to score the play. That's all I know.
And Tonicello leads things off for the Bucs, and he hits a high pop-up. Marone gets underneath it to make the catch for out number 1. Yeah, it was interesting development there. So Ben Mayers grounded it out. Ryan Master fell down trying to pick it up and thought about throwing to second, but then ended up – I'm sorry, that was I'm looking at the wrong one trying to do a recap here. But it was Marone who tried to go to third on the play. Master got him out, and then the throw to second as Mayers tried to get to second on that play as Vega grounds one to short here. And speaking of Marone, he throws one over to first to Gamble to retire Vega for out number 2. And so that was the double play. So I guess they started with a one unassisted as Master got out Marone at third, and then a throw over to second to get Ben Mayers.
Well, I enjoyed the chaos in my other ear because if you were with us in game number 1, you saw that I'm kind of wearing 2 headsets today as I'm on the play-by-play with you, and then I'm listening to what's going on the production side. And when you have that many moving parts, yeah, it's entertainment at its best, to say the least.
Things got crazy in the top of the third. 2 out here in the bottom half. Isaiah Kennison now grounds one to short, so a quick inning. Kevin Marone involved in all 3 outs there. So 1, 2, 3 go the Buccaneers here in the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Dukes. We go to the fourth on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the fourth here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City as we take a look at the AC Expressway there.
I wonder if Jeff Ball's in one of those cars headed towards Egg Harbor Township. Inquiring minds want to know.
I got thrown out in game 1. Strike 1 there to Matt Shepard to lead things off here in the fourth. Shepard, Gazzardo, and Hallman for the Dukes. They lead 1-0 in inning number 4. Ryan Master back out there and deals up high. Dukes had scored their lone run in the second inning. Gazzardo scored that run after drawing a walk. Pitch in the dirt there to Shepard. Doug, Master's done a pretty good job of handling the Dukes' bats so far. I mean, it was kind of like a fluke second inning kind of where things just kind of went a little bit crazy. Not as crazy as the way the top of the third ended. But Master's done a good job. That one grounded up the middle and through for a base hit for Shepard to lead things off here in the fourth. But even including that single, Master's been able to keep the Dukes off the scoreboard for the most part.
Yeah, no, listen, use the home confines to your advantage. We see the wind is continuing to whip. it's kind of created like a dome more effect, center field to left field. So it's allowing the defense to play a little bit shallower than what they normally would. And Masters just not afraid to pitch the contact, and that's the first, I'll call it, hard hit ball that we've really seen from the Dukes thus far in game number 2.
Gazzardo bunts, but does so foul, and it's 0-1. Obviously walked in, scored in his first plate appearance.
Coach Carolla continuing to deploy the small ball tactics, and
yeah,
I'm looking down at first base, and assistant coach Marco Rios, pride of Buna, and a former Duke in his own right. He's a guy that knows how to play a little bit of small ball. Talk about an outstanding fundamental player.
Gazzardo bunts foul again. Now it's 0-2.
The question is, do they really put the squeeze here on Gazzardo, no pun intended, and still have him try to drop the sacrifice bunt with 2 strikes?
Dempsey was prepared. Dempsey was almost practically at the plate there, rushing up from third base to try and field that bunt. But it's an 0-2 count on Gazzardo. Shepard leads off first, and Gazzardo not bunting and not swinging there as he takes a look at a pitch up and in for ball 1. No extra base hits, just 4 singles for the Dukes so far here in game number 2. Swing and a miss, and Gazzardo down swinging for out number 1 here in the 4th.
Yeah, good job by Master working around the zone. When he realized that Gazzardo was trying to drop a sacrifice bunt, he immediately started elevating his pitches up in towards the outside edge of the zone. Made it tough for Gazzardo, gets him down with 2 strikes, and then comes back and tries to handcuff him.
1 run on 4 hits so far for the Dukes. Ryan Master on the mound has 3 strikeouts, and a throw to second there, and is out. So a nice little play by Ryan Master to get Shepard trying to take the extra bag. Take a look there, a nice pickoff play.
Yeah, nice job by Master managing the run game. So he's changing up his tempo. Seems like the Dukes may have tried to been eyeing on the fact of, hey, he's going on a certain count as he goes to the plate. But Master playing a bit of a chess match out there, able to catch him leaning.
Very alert, heads up. Deals here outside to Hallman. Popped one out to the catcher Solinsky in his last at bat.
And credit to Goodrich for breaking to the bag as quickly as he did, because that wasn't an easy tag to apply, but he made it look good.
And that went inside. He kind of took it on his own. He realized probably the only way he was going to get Shepard without creating an overthrow.
Yeah, good communication over there. Omar Hernandez starting that thing off. You know, trained as soon as he sees that runner break first step, you got to yell. And Goodrich was dialed in.
Ground ball to third off the chest of Dempsey. And Intonicello throws, but it's Hallman getting in there safely with a single. So Dempsey's taken 2 off the chest on ground balls that have been hit rocket hard toward him at third base. Unable to rebound from that one. Good heads up by Intonicello trying to make a play on it.
Yeah, that one was an absolute missile. And you got to think that Dempsey may look like Roger Dorn after this one. So if you remember the scene in Major League Movie where it just kept hitting him ground ball after ground ball, I mean, he's taking a couple off the chest. He's going to be black, blue, maybe a little purple.
Get down there on the grill, Dorn. Pitch out. There's a strike to Peacock. We got to a point where Dorn didn't want to get down and feel any ground balls.
Yeah. Seen enough of this Olay BBS.
Shut up, Dorn.
Well, third baseman in his own right here is Jack Peacock.
Peacock up with 2 outs, and how big does that pickoff run attempt for Ryan Master to get Matt Shepard trying to steal second base a couple moments ago loom? So 2 outs, Hallman on first after that hard hit single, and that one driven foul out of play by Peacock into the suite level territory here at Sandcastle Stadium. Wind picking up again a little bit here. It's been mostly sunny skies. I mean, there hasn't been a cloud here since beginning of game 1. It's just the wind kind of definitely playing a factor here in both games. That one chopped up the middle. Intonicello fields, throws to first, And that'll put a bow on things here in the top of the fourth. No runs, 2 hits, and because of that caught stealing there of Shepard, no runs either. No men left on base. It is 1-0 Dukes. We go to the bottom of the fourth in BFA Sports. We go to the bottom of the fourth here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Abnu, Doug Stasic with you. And so far, Doug, it's been 9 up, 9 down for Dukes pitcher Jake Keneally.
Well, he finally gets back to the top of the order here. He's going to face Goodrich for the second time, but it's been clean, man. He's just been doing a good job. He's been getting ahead in his counts, and he's been keeping his infielders busy, as seen already.
Yeah, 4 ground ball outs, or check that, or 5, if you can do the line out, 1 strikeout and 2 flyouts.
Yeah, Nate Goodrich, he had a hard hit ball out to left field. It was a nice play by Boyer to erase that opportunity off the board.
Deals here outside.
You got to give Keneally credit, because he's doing a nice job of moving the ball around the zone, right? What they say, not leaving too much meat on the bone, and that's been made it difficult for Atlantic Cape to barrel up.
3-0 the count now on Nate Goodrich. And, you know, if you're on the Dukes side of things, you know, with how Keneally's been pitching to start things out in a 1-0 game, you'll take that. And there's a strike.
Yeah, that one.
I don't think
that one
Coach
hit.
Velarde liked that one.
Nah, that one kind of was a little low, but it looks like Shepard might have caught a little bit of dirt in the eye.
So 3-1 the count on Goodrich, leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth. Keneally deals. Grounded, chopped in the hole towards third, and that'll be a base hit. He got past Peacock there at third base. He couldn't come up with it, so the first base runner of the game for the Buccaneers on a little lucky infield single by Nate Goodrich, but the leadoff man aboard here nonetheless to start things in the bottom of the fourth.
Sometimes luck's all you need. Although the Beatles said all you need is love, but I guess luck is a good one too.
All you need is luck. Da-da-da-da.
If you don't know the words, just make them up.
Hey, you know, sometimes all you need is luck here at the casinos in Atlantic City.
Yeah. Although they weren't built by people having too much luck in them.
Foreman tries to bunt and can't pull back, so it's 0-1. Foreman flew out to right field in the first inning.
Now has the attention of the Duke defense as Peacock creeps up now over on the hot corner. You can see him edge of the grass in the infield.
Goodrich taking a slight lead at first. Foreman bunting, Bunsen in front of the plate. Throw down to second to get Goodrich, and they got him.
Wow.
What a throw from behind the plate by Shepard.
Yeah, you can take a look at this one. Matt Shepard, heads-up play as this bunt went straight back towards the pitcher, which put him in a good throwing position. No hesitation. And how about he and Keneally being on the same page? Because Keneally realized that Shepard had a play, and he immediately got out of the way.
And a nice stretch there by Vaughn Obviously, you just needed to have a foot on the bag. You didn't need to make the tag, and he kind of outstretched like a first baseman there. So one away. Foreman leads off first on the fielder's choice. Omar Hernandez now the hitter, and that one goes way to the backstop with a wild pitch will allow Foreman to get down to second base.
Well, it's funny. I was just about to say Foreman has an uncanny ability to read situations, and he's one of the best situational base runners that you'll see. Been that way since he used to put fear in the hearts of would-be pitchers throughout the Cape Atlantic League and the better part of South Jersey when he was on the bases for St. Augustine.
Foreman, a ton of speed, always a threat to go. Pitch to Hernandez, swung on and missed. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, big test here, too, because Matt Shepard, in his own right, just showed what kind of prowess he has behind the plate. But I still wouldn't be surprised to not see Kevin Foreman get a read and think about swiping a bag here at third.
Not being held on per se. Vaughn took a couple steps forward and then stepped back. Shepard taking a look down at what Foreman is doing there at second base, just kind of walk things out.
Yeah, make no mistake about it. Right now, Foreman is in Keneally's head a little bit because he seems to be a bit distracted from the pitcher's mound.
2-1 on Hernandez. Foreman leads off second. And the pitch. Strike. Inside part of the plate. But Hernandez, he moved out of the way. We mentioned it in game one. Hernandez kind of stands close to the plate. So sometimes he'll get those favorable pitches on the inside. But a lot of times in cases like that, those pitches that barely clip the inside part of the plate will have to move out of the way. Chops one to short. Marone keeps Foreman at second base and throws over to first to retire Hernandez for out number 2.
Yeah, I'm going to bring something to your attention when we get into this next batter here.
All right, Omar Luis, who struck out looking back in the second. Luis, the designated hitter here in game 2. Dukes won game 1 of today's doubleheader, 8-1.
Next level base running. Watch Kevin Foreman. He's going to get to a spot that Keneally has to see him, and that is doing an unbelievable job of helping your teammate get a better pitch to hit.
Luis hits that one foul down the third base line, out of play.
Because as a pitcher from Keneally, you got to look back, and before you can actually throw the ball, you got to then find your eyes to get back to the catcher's mitt. Watch, Foreman keeps creeping out to make sure that he can see him, right? Keep making him see him. Now he's got to look back twice.
Luis chops one to first, fielded there alone by Gamble, and that'll do it for the Buccaneers here in the fourth. They get a base runner, but that's it on the single by Nate Goodrich. Buccaneers don't score. It is 1-0 Dukes as we go to the fifth on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the fifth at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City as we take a look at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Oh, it's been hard to get hits this game.
It's a good concert venue there. I saw Train there at Hard Rock back in October. It's a fun show.
Yeah, it was at Cage Fury fighting not so long ago.
Oh,
Rob
yeah.
Hadak and the crew.
So yeah, I get tickets to go see Sting coming up too. That's a nice concert venue. That and Oceans Resort has a nice little arena. Dukes lead 1-0 as we start things here in the top half of the fifth. Take a look there at the Buccaneers dugout. Bucks trying to get something going here. They lost 8-1 in game 1 of today's doubleheader. And staying in it here in game number 2 thanks in part to some good defense and the pitching of Ryan Master, who's limited the powerful Dukes offense to just one run that took place back in the second inning. Here in the fifth, it'll be Gamble, Boyer, and Vaughn. Pitch by Master. It's a borderline called ball one on Gamble, who walked back in the second.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great pitch.
Well, I guess it was a great pitch nonetheless, but I guess it's sort of an eye of the beholder on to whether you thought that was a ball or a strike. It looked like a strike from up here. Pitch in the dirt. That one's definitely a ball. 2-0 on the Dukes first baseman. Master deals. Hit high in the air into center field. Foreman drifts over towards right center and makes the catch in front of Isaiah Kennison, backing him up for out number one.
Kevin Foreman, such a fast first step, such great instincts.
He's such a great defensive center fielder for his speed, knowing where the ball's at, knowing where he needs to stand, in order to run down a fly ball.
This is a guy that runs a sub 6.5 60. I mean, that blazing D1 level speed.
Pitch up high to Boyer, who lined one out to third base in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. But yeah, no matter where Foreman stands, he's always seems able to track down any fly ball that gets hit. Hot shot it into left, off the glove of Dempsey and into left. So a one-out single for Boyer. A tough time defensively for Dempsey. Diving out, trying to make all the plays, and by the time it gets to him, it's just kind of a rocket hot shot off his chest. He's going to need to wear catching gear over there at third base.
Yeah, Dempsey has not seen any routine balls come his way, that's for sure. But he is sacrificing for his team because he's doing everything he can to smother those baseballs.
Walk away with some bruises later. Throw over to first. And Boyer's back. Casey Vaughn now the hitter. He flew out to right field in his first at bat in the third inning. One on, one out. Pitch low from Ryan Master. Dukes have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fifth. Scored their lone run in the second inning. Michael Gazzardo scored that run. Master deals. There's a strike. And the count 1-1 on Vaughn. Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Dukes and Buccaneers. 1-1 count. As you see Boyer leading off of first. Master deals. Driven down the right field line and foul. Out of play. Well, Vaughn got out in front of that one and drove it. You kind of think as if he waited a half a second longer, that could have been big trouble.
Well, there's a lot of real estate down the right field line right now, so if Vaughn wants to pull one, Boyer's got enough speed. He could definitely score from first. That one goes down the line.
The 1-2 up high. I think that's the closest kind of swing where we saw if it stayed fair. It may have been a home run. No home runs in
That's a
game
tough
one.
Order.
Yeah.
Tough order with the way this wind's blowing right now.
Especially with the wind blowing from right to left for the most part. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Vaughn down on strikes for out number 2.
Nice job by Master.
That is strikeout number 4 for Master. Back to the top of the order, and Kevin Marone struck out looking in the first inning, and then had a single in the third, and was stranded there in that unorthodox double play turned by the Buccaneers. That one driven into right field. Kennison chasing it toward the warning track and makes the catch on the track.
My goodness! Look at the BFA instant replay. Isaiah Kennison. Somebody called the Atlantic City Police Department because he just committed just absolute thievery on that one.
What a sensational catch by Isaiah Kennison to end things in the top of the fifth. 1-0 Dukes. We go to the bottom of the fifth on BFA Sports. Go to the bottom of the fifth here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City, and we're still buzzing the ballpark on that nice catch out in right field by Isaiah Kennison to end things in the top of the fifth. Just kind of went all out and a dive on the warning track.
Whew, man.
Ryan Master owes Isaiah Kennison a lunch after that.
I would say
Hot shot down the left field line by Dempsey to start things in the bottom half. Rounds first, thinking two, and he'll stay put at first on a hard hit single to start things in the fifth.
Well, revenge is a dish served best cold, and for Dempsey, who has taken quite a few shots over there on the hot corner at third base.
He had a missile of his own.
Oh, man, that was a very nice shot there by Mr. Dempsey.
That'll bring up Gabe Solinsky after a nice quick start to the bottom half of the fifth. Keneally was cruising. He had retired 9 up, 9 down through the first 3. And then Goodrich led things off in the fourth with a single. So the second single of the game here. And that's a bunt. And it goes foul up the first base line. Solinsky trying to move Dempsey over to second.
Something we had talked about at the beginning of the broadcast. If you're going to switch things up and try to get some different results, I mean, other than that ball we just saw Dempsey absolutely tattoo. It's been hard to find the grass
on
for
the
most
second
of these
hit.
Buccaneers batters. So why not use a little bit of small ball as we anticipated? And looks like Solinsky's been dialed up to potentially move the runner over here.
0-1 the count on the Buccaneers catcher. That one in the dirt. It goes to the backstop. That'll give Dempsey enough time to get second without a throw. So Dempsey, just the second hit for the Buccaneers this afternoon. Kevin Foreman had reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. So Buccaneers, no runs on 2 hits now. And 1 run on 4 hits, 5 hits for the Dukes. Hit hard down the right field line, foul and out of play, but a nice swing there by Solinsky trying to drive it and drive in a run in Dempsey.
Some good contact there. But now a good defensive swing. He's going to have to put on the ball.
Kind of an excuse-me swing to first, and Solinsky grounds out. That'll move Dempsey over to third, and there's 1 away.
Well, I guess it's just as effective as a sacrifice bunt. It's practically the same thing.
Yeah, it does move the runner over. Dempsey now at third, the tying run here in the bottom of the fifth. 1 run on 5 hits for the Dukes. No runs on 2 hits for the Buccaneers in a pitching duel here in Game 2 between Jake Keneally and Ryan Master. Mo Antonicello now the hitter. He wanted to shorten his last at bat. That one in the dirt. Dempsey will stay put at third. He had thought about it, but that ball did not go nearly far enough to warrant a run to the plate.
No, I give a lot of credit there to the catcher and Matt Shepard, keeping that ball somewhat out in front of him. Because being a professional setup stadium, there's a lot of room to run, with the backstop being probably a good 30 feet, if not more.
1-0 the count on Antonicello. Keneally deals, grounded to short. Marone, that'll keep Dempsey at third, throws to first. Antonicello retired for out number 2. So Dempsey remains at third on the ground out. Javier Vega now the hitter. Hit a ground ball to short himself in his last at-bat, his first at-bat in the 3rd inning. So he's 0 for 1 in Game 2.
Of all the places that he could have hit that baseball, that's probably about the last one that he wanted, because it was shallow. It's at shortstop. There's no way he's going to have a clear path to try to score there.
Vega trying to get the run in from third here with 2 out. Keneally deals up and in, 1-0. You know, you think about that ground ball by Antonicello, if it were just 2-3 feet to Marone's right, could have gone into left field for a hit. The 1-0 up high, 2-0 on the Buccaneers left fielder. Dempsey on third. He's singled to lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th. The 2-0. That one clips the outside corner, 2-1. Dukes won game one of this doubleheader 8-1. They lead 1-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. The 2-1. There's strike two on Javier Vega.
I don't know how excited Vega was about that call, but I think it was a good one.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Dempsey leads off third, and Keneally steps off the mound. 2 7-inning games. This is game 2, so essentially almost like the 6th or 7th inning kind of vibe here. That pitch inside to Vega. The entire Dukes dugout wanted that one. You could hear it up here.
Yeah, they're not being quiet on that.
So I guess, with Vega disapproving of that previous pitch, I think all things even here. Full count. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. And Keneally gets him. So the Buccaneers get a hit, get a man on, can't bring him around. The Dukes lead 1-0 as we go to the 6th on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the 6th here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Avenue, Doug Stasic with you.
And here is the assistant AD, Marcia Lasasso, the proud grandma of little Frankie Lasasso. And I'm happy to tell everybody that we will be airing the Fight Like Frankie game, which is going to be May 20th out there in Hamilton.
There we go.
To honor her grandson. So he has been battling childhood cancer in his own right, and he has made some miraculous recovery, we'll call it, as he's still being treated, but now he's only got to, as you say, get the bad stuff now once a year. But great to see Frankie back on the baseball field, and we're going to be happy to be broadcasting a game in his honor coming up on May 20th out there in Hamilton, and it is going to be the Ocean City Red Raiders, where her son is an assistant coach facing the Hamilton Blue Devils.
There we go. 2-0 now the count. Ben Mayer's leading things off here in the 6th. Mayer, Shepard, and Gazzardo for the Dukes. They lead 1-0. Is Ryan Master back out there for inning number 6. Hot shot, line drive into center field. The leadoff single for Ben Mayers here in the 6th. The 6th hit of the game for the Dukes. All singles.
A little bit of patience there on that one. He kind of was looking for the one spot that he wanted on his pitch, one that he could square up quite nicely, got good barrel on it. And could this be the inning that the spark ignites for the Duke offense?
Shepard up. He's 1 for 2. Had a single in his last at-bat and was caught stealing. It's a high pop up in the infield. Goodrich trying to find it. Calls it, makes the catch. And there is one away here in the 6th.
Man,
kind of had to travel a little bit in the infield.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he might have lost it for a second because it almost looked as if he kind of took a stutter step, as if he lost the ball, but stayed with it. All that matters that goes in the book is a pop out to the second baseman.
And not a cloud in the sky, so everybody fighting the sun on pop-ups and fly balls alike. Gazzardo now the hitter. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. Master deals. That one just missed, 1-0.
You say timing is of the essence, and I would argue that Gazzardo is due here in the cleanup spot.
Mears leads off first, and a throw to check on him. He's back safe. Kind of important for Master here, Doug, to keep things at 1-0 in a close game in the 6th.
Yeah, I mean, talk about putting a premium on some runs. Only one on the board, and we're in the 6th. Bit unexpected as this pitcher duel continues.
2-0 the count on Gazzardo. High pop foul down the third base line out of play. Buccaneers scored 1 run in an 8-1 loss to the Dukes in game 1 of the doubleheader. Have yet to play a run here in game number 2, so it's been nice pitching by the Dukes so far with Libero in game 1 and Keneally in game 2. Mears takes a lead off of first. That pitch by Masters low to Gazzardo, and it's 3-1. Three and 1 the count on Gazzardo as Mears takes a lead. Master deals outside, throw down to second as Mears trying to steal. He looked, and that cost him in the end as he's out trying to. Oh no, that's ball 4. So
well,
all excited over
get
nothing.
Excited, Vin.
Yeah, well,
never been so excited over a walk. I always had this saying that nobody talks about their walks on the ride home, but I would say certainly, just perhaps it'll be.
Well, he had a running start and he looked back. So well. Oh, well.
Yeah, Gazzardo pumped up about his walk.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Hey, you get on base. 2 on, 1 out, and that'll bring up James Hallman. He's 1 for 2, had a single in his last at-bat. Takes a look at a pitch outside there, 1-0. No action in the Buccaneers bullpen, so this is Ryan Master working through the Dukes lineup here in the 6th. Takes a look at the runner and throws, and it's 1-1. As Ben Mears drawing his attention at second. Mears off second. Gazzardo leads off first with 1 out. And a 1-1 count on the designated hitter Hallman. Master gives a look at Mayer, deals, chopper to third. Dempsey fields, throws the second one, and that's all they'll get. As a throw pulled Goodrich off the bag, and now they're going to say he's safe. It looked like Goodrich had his foot on the bag, but looked like it pulled him off. Let's see. It's hard to see with the umpire there, but close.
Yeah, he was the one that had the best look and angle at that one.
Yeah. So Mears at third, Gazzardo safe at second. The fielder's choice. So bases loaded. 1 out, and that'll bring up Peacock. And an RBI single in the second was later caught stealing. Grounded to shortstop in his second at bat in the 4th inning. So bases loaded here. 1 out in the 6th. Dukes lead 1-0. Game 2 of a doubleheader. It's a 7-inning contest. Swing and a miss. Master dialed it up there and fired some high cheddar. 0-1 on Peacock.
Yeah, I've seen Peacock in these spots throughout his high school career. No moment too big. He's going to look to cash in.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Master deals inside, and it's 1-1 on Peacock.
Corner infielders are just slightly up. We'll take a look at the Buccaneer defense here in just a second.
That pitch up high by Master, 2-1.
So you can kind of take a look now and see that third baseman in Dempsey and the first baseman in Hernandez are just about even with the edge of the grass line there. So they're slightly up, but they're still playing this one straight up for the most part.
The 2-1 from Master. Pop foul into the suites above where our booth is here on the concourse. And it's 2-2. Came close again there, Doug, but that one drifted a little bit high. 2-2 the count.
Peacock gonna fight now.
Bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. A 2-2 count on the DH Peacock. Chopped to second. Goodrich has it, and he bobbles it. Can only throw to first, and it pulls Hernandez off the bag, but they're able to get the out. Scoring on the play is Mares, and the Dukes take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, this one was interesting, to say the least. So defensive swing by Peacock. Thought it was a tailor-made double play. Goodrich quickly decides, I just got to go to first. And credit to Hernandez for being able to stay on the bag just long enough to record the out.
So runners now on second and third with 2 gone. That'll bring up Will Gamble. He's 0 for 1. Had a walk in the second inning. Dukes lead 2-0, and that looms large the way Keneally's been pitching and the way the Buccaneers have been struggling to find offense today against the Dukes. Pitch in the dirt, bounces in front of the plate. Solinsky just does a stare down to Chase Gazzardo back to third.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in here. I mean, when you're playing a team as talented as Cumberland, it's a rivalry type of matchup. Giving them those extra outs, that can be costly.
Pitch inside to Gamble, 2-0. This is a Ryan Master game. Nobody warming up for the Buccaneers bullpen. There hasn't been all day.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, and Masters
he's
pitched,
done his job.
You know, you think, to that point, you think if, this were a tie game where the Buccaneers were up, and you'd say Ryan Masters been dominant. But he's matched Keneally just about. Ground ball to short. Antonicello fields, throws to first, and a nice scoop on the other end by Hernandez to end the threat here in the 6th inning. Dukes get one more. They lead 2-0 over the Bucs as we go to the bottom of the 6th on BFA Sports. We go to the bottom of the 6th here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Abnu, Doug Stasic with you here on BFA Sports. Isaiah Kennison starting things off for the Buccaneers in the bottom half of the 6th. Looks at a pitch outside, 1-0. Kennison, Goodrich, and Foreman for Atlantic Cape. Kennison 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Hit a ground ball to shortstop in the 3rd. Also made a sensational diving catch out and right. Tries to bunt, and he ends up getting hit as he turns around to get out of the way.
Whoa, man, talk about a painful way to start a frame.
He had intentions of getting on in a different way.
Yeah, he was trying to sneak in a bunt for a single. And that ball kind of got away there from Keneally.
So the leadoff man on here in the 6th, Nick Goodrich, the tying run. Now up at the plate, Goodrich 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Had a single in his last at-bat.
Here's the thing, though. You're down to your potentially final 6 outs. I don't know that you sacrifice an out here to try to move a runner because you're really kind of putting yourself in a hole. I might try to play this one straight up.
Yeah, let Goodrich swing away. You know, he had that nice lined single earlier where he kind of sliced it into left center. So playing back at second and short are the Dukes. And Goodrich thought about bunting a throw down to first. And getting back just in the nick of time is Kennison. Nearly stranded too far, but able to dive back underneath the tag applied by Gamble. That's something you definitely don't want to happen if you're the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I was looking down at my roster there for a second as I noticed some action in the Duke's bullpen.
Yeah.
Mikhail Goods is warming up.
Goodrich tries to bunt again and couldn't pull back. Looks like, called strike. So, something we would discuss when Goodrich walked up to the plate, Doug, and I think we both agree that it'd be best to swing away here, unless Goodrich thinks he can get on with a bunt single.
2 strikes on him now.
He is a tying run in the 6th. Keneally deals. Goodrich tries to bunt, and he gets hit.
Oh.
Falling to the ground. It looks like him in the knee or the shin.
That one hit him right off the top of the knee there, and he is in a bit of pain.
So back-to-back hit by pitches to start things in the 6th. That one a lot more painful on Goodrich. And it looked like it hit him square in the knee. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt for a couple days.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Marco Carolla right there trying to get Goods in the pen to hurry up. I think in a 2-run game, he's seen a little bit of a challenge for Keneally with losing a little bit of his command here in the 6th.
Goodrich trying to
but Coach Velarde
can't even walk straight.
Yeah, Coach Velarde may have his own decision to make because he certainly doesn't want to take the top of his lineup out of the game.
And he's already down.
Being down.
Sorry and Monero, who are out sick today. So Goodrich trying to do what he can to
the question is now.
Get on.
Yeah, the question is now, though.
Can he run?
Yeah. I mean,
he's the tying run at first base. So, I mean, there's, looms the possibility that on a play at the plate, is Goodrich going to be able to get there and run fast enough to score? You look at, in one possible scenario, this game ending in a 2-1 final. But let's see how quickly Goodrich can run around the bases with, at the very least, a bruised knee. So 2 on, the first 2 men on for the Buccaneers in the 6th.
The Dukes
on in a painful way, back-to-back hit by pitches by Keneally.
Yeah, and the Dukes trying to play a little bit of possum here and buy themselves some time to get Goods loose. But for right now, it's going to be Keneally. And with runners at first and second, Shepard giving some defensive signs to his infield.
Kevin Foreman now up. He's had a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. Flew out to right in the 1st. And a little switcheroo defensively as Foreman bunts it foul. Kind of saw a little wheel play by the Dukes defense. Had the third baseman Peacock come up, and you had Marone do sort of like a wheel route there to cover third in the event that Kennison ran down to third.
Yeah, Dukes are playing bunt defense all the way. They got the corners way up in Gamble and Peacock.
So an 0-1 count on Foreman. Runners lead first and second, nobody out.
Foreman's going to pull back here.
And you see another wheel play, throw to second, and they say it was a balk. And, the wheel play by the Dukes defense, and Keneally balked them both ahead of base. So Goodrich now on second, Kennison on third. So the tying runs at second and third with nobody out.
See it here.
What did Keneally do? You saw the defense out the left foot, that front foot kind of jolted, you see, up and.
Yeah, he went up and down twice is what the argument was.
So it's a good call by the umpires on the field. So Goodrich didn't have to run down to second, so he advances a little bit easy, with that bruised knee. 0-1 to Foreman. Up high.
Well, now runners at second and third. Foreman's in a swing away scenario. And believe you me,
Buccaneers dugout jumping up and down, trying to
the dugout.
Get everybody going.
Certainly pumped up to have a guy like Foreman with a bat in his hand.
1-1. Runners lead second and third. Line back to the screen. Kind of jumped out in front of that one, did Kevin Foreman, and it's 1-2. He got a little excited there. A little bit of a rally dance there in the Buccaneers dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kevin Foreman. Kennison leads off third. Nate Goodrich leads off second. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
And a huge out for Keneally.
That was big.
That'll bring up Omar Hernandez, who's grounded to second and to short. He's 0 for 2 here in game 1, went 0 for 3. Check that, 0 for 2 in game 2, went 0 for 3 in game 1. So a little bit of a slump. Could come up with a big hit here. Pitch inside. It spins Hernandez around, and it's 1-0.
And I was talking to Hernandez before the game. He's been a little jittery. He's been a little over anxious, probably on his front side, just a little bit too much. And I had mentioned as much to Coach Velarde. He said the same thing. So if he can stay behind the baseball here,
2-0 there as it spins him around again.
he can hit this baseball hard. He's just got to keep that weight back on the back half of his stance.
Action has stalled in the Dukes bullpen. Runners lead second and third, 1 out. High pop foul to the sweet level, and it's 2-1. Hernandez getting out in front of that 2-0 offering. Kennison leads off third. Goodrich off a second with 1 out. The 2-1. Keneally deals. Swing and a miss. Hernandez trying to get out in front of that one and hit it into right. Count 2-2.
Yeah, a little too over anxious there. Teammates are definitely fired up, but Hernandez right now just has to keep his eye on the hand of Keneally.
The 2-2. Outside and a throw down to second. And getting back safe is Goodrich.
Bit of a gamble there for Shepard, but I guess he senses the fact that Goodrich's knee might not be 100%. So if he's being a little too greedy, why not try to catch him sleeping a little bit?
On the flip side, too, with Kennison off a third, I think the Buccaneers have seen what kind of arm that Shepard has behind the plate, and Shepard thought it was a calculated risk. Full count now on Hernandez. Pitch. A little excuse-me check swing down the first base line and making the catch in foul territory. Did he?
Oh, man, he got hit pretty hard there.
So Kennison scores on the little sacrifice fly out of play.
Yeah,
catch made by Gamble.
Yeah, you got to see this if we got it on the replay, Ryan.
Kind of ran into the.
Yeah, that is a concrete wall down there. So, you kind of see what's going on. Went maybe a little bit too far back, but it got quiet pretty quick, and I would say rightfully so, as we're trying to get some assistance down there for the Cumberland Dukes.
Gamble made the catch, kind of reaching out and grabbing it, and then his momentum took him into the wall. And you see the entire Dukes team, coaching staff, the medical trainers going over. You see a couple of the coaches for Buccaneers now making their way over to check in on Gamble.
Yeah, and rightfully so, right? So, I mean, it's a crazy situation because you want to make the play. He does, but because it carries him back behind his back in the foul territory, and the good news is there's Gamble as he gets up.
That's a good sign. Gamble able to get up under his own power.
And I think the good news is there's a fence in front of that wall down there, so he probably got a little piece of that chain link fence, but no doubt about it, going to knock the wind out of him, and Gamble's going to stay in the game.
Yeah.
So
glad to see he's up and around.
Yeah, they're just trying to make sure that, he's all good, and it appears that he certainly
Test for
is.
A concussion or anything, depending on where he hit. Let's see on the BFA Sports replay. Yeah, went head first.
Yeah,
shoulder first in the wall. Can't tell.
This is a hell of a play. Look at this catch.
Oh,
And
ice cream cone there, but kind of his momentum. He lost his footing there.
yeah, and you see some of his teammates immediately kind of concerned, but believe it or not, it goes in the books as a sacrifice fly.
Yeah. So the Dukes lead 2-1. Kennison heads up by Kennison on that play to tag up and score from third. Nate Goodrich staying at second on that pop out. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th.
Good to see that Gamble is okay, but
Absolutely.
If you look back in terms of that replay, the other thing that you got to be concerned about is his teammates started to go to his assistance as the ball was still in play.
Right.
That in its own right is something completely different, and we are going to have a pitching change.
Keneally's day is done after 5 2/3 against the Buccaneers offense. Gave up just that one run on the sacrifice fly. And we'll go to a break as the Dukes make a pitching change here in the 6th. Back here in the bottom of the 6th at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Avenue, Doug Stasic with you as the Dukes make a pitching change, bringing in Mikhail Woods out of the bullpen.
That's goods, but that's all right.
What'd I say?
Woods, Bobby Trees, fantasy football's on your mind, I guess.
There it is, Mikhail Goods, product of Egg Harbor Township High School. 2 outs here in the 6th. Isaiah Kennison had scored on the sacrifice fly foul ball pop-up. Gamble able to stay in the game. He's got his head down at the moment, though, at first base, kind of shaking things off. First batter for Goods to face his pinch hitter. That's Frank Moretta, pinch hitting for Louise. And the pitch.
Well, the interesting thing is Omar Luis is a left-handed hitter. So that kind of forced Coach Velarde, when facing the left-handed pitcher, to now switch it up and go with Moretta.
And Louise had been the DH, so Moretta just swapping out, being the DH now. Here's the 1-0 in the dirt. Goodrich staying put at second. Did not tag up and go to third on that sacrifice fly where Kennison scored from third. So the tying run on second, that's Goodrich. Go-ahead run is Moretta at the plate. Buccaneers trail 2-1 here in the 6th in a 7-inning contest. There's a strike. Dukes won game 1 of today's doubleheader, 8-1. More of a pitching duel here in game 2 for the most part between Keneally and Master. Goods on in relief. Takes a look at Goodrich and deals in the dirt. A throw down to second to get Goodrich, and it goes into center field. Goodrich will stay put at second, not realizing the ball had gone that far. Also nursing, at the very least, a knee bruise after getting hit by a pitch earlier in the inning.
Yeah, he's had an adventure here in the 6th. He's gotten a little bit of everything.
So Moretta looking to drive him in. May have to hit it to the gap. See how quickly Goodrich can run. Moretta pinch hitting for Louise here in the 6th. And draws a pinch hit walk. So 2-minute board with 2 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And that'll send up John Dempsey. He's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Hit a absolute bullet down the left field line in the 5th inning. And ended up getting stranded at third base. 2-minute board, 2 out. That pitch in the dirt, and Goodrich to get down to third. Throw to second to get Moretta, and they don't. Moretta in under the tag.
And it was a close one, but a good heads-up play. Shepard, as the ball gets away, decides that, hey, I'm going to try to get him down at second, and Moretta just gets in there.
Excitement by the Buccaneers, dugout, pure disappointment, and I guess a little bit of anger by the Dukes dugout. They thought they had him at second. So second and third with 2 out here in the bottom half of the 6th. Buccaneers trail by 1. Game 2 of a doubleheader. And
quick
timeout.
Called by Coach Velarde. Could be making a change here.
Could also be a sidebar with the home plate umpire. He's pulling out the lineup card. This is Dempsey's spot in the order, so I don't think it's him, unless there was a question by the umpire about Moretta pinch hitting for Louise, or it could just be something else. Wind picking up again here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City.
I think Coach is trying to make sure who he's got listed on the lineup card.
Somebody's pulling off their sweatshirt there.
Yeah, well, I think Goodrich's situation with that knee not being so hot right now.
Also a pinch runner.
They're going to try to.
Yeah, but Goodrich is on third, so
they're going to run for
Pascal coming in to run for Moretta. Or
yep,
yeah,
that's
or interesting
pinch runner for the pinch hitter.
Well, the runner on second is now the go-ahead run, the tying run at third. That's Goodrich. John Dempsey, the hitter, with 2 out. The 1-0. Lined foul down the right field line into the seats. Got out in front of that one trying to drive it down the right field line, which definitely would have scored a pair. Runners lead second and third, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Buccaneers have gotten 1 back. Looking for more. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Shepard. Preventing the tying run from coming across. Now 2 balls and a strike on Dempsey. The 2-1. Line foul down the right field line out of play. And it's now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Buccaneers trail 2-1. Tying run on third, that's Goodrich. Go-ahead run on second base. That's Pascal. It'll be a 2-2. Called, strike 3, inning over.
Wow. An unbelievable frozen rope to end the frame out of the arm of the pitcher instead of a swing off of a bat. But my word.
Goods on in relief of Keneally. After a run scores, he limits the damage to that. It is 2-1 Dukes. We go to the 7th on BFA Sports. We go to the top of the 7th here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Abnu, Doug Stasic with you here on BFA Sports. Thanks for joining us for Games 1 and Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Dukes and Buccaneers. Ryan Master out there for inning number 7 of work. Deals low to Andre Boyer. It'll be Boyer, Vaughn, and Marone for the Dukes here in the 7th. Buccaneers able to get one back in the bottom half of the 6th, but no more. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1 on Boyer after Dempsey called out on strikes to finish things in the bottom of the 6th, ending a Buccaneers threat. And it's 1-1 on Boyer. And now 2-1 as Master deals in the dirt. This is Master's game to finish here. He's been looking pretty good today, just on the other side of a pitching duel.
Yeah, this has been a fantastic rivalry game here.
That one's bunted by Boyer. Master fields, throws to first, and they just get Boyer. Check it out on the BFA Live Sports replay. Ryan Master threw a strike to first, and great stretch there by Hernandez to reach up and grab that one for out number 1.
Yeah, good sales attempt there by assistant coach Marco Rios, but
what do you mean he was out?
Not going to get him.
Oh, it was a bang-bang play there at first. But I think, even from our vantage point, it was out as Vaughn reaches out early and pokes it into the seats down the third base line. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, Boyer's got tremendous speed, and you see that a lot in the Cumberland lineup, top to bottom. But didn't get him sleeping there.
Vaughn 0 for 2 here in Game 2. And 0 for 3 as Antonicello retires him for out number 2. And that'll bring things back to the top of the order with Kevin Marone. Marone 1 for 3 here in game number 2. Had a single in the 3rd.
Yeah, so Nate Goodrich not showing any ill effects of that knee bruise. It took a while for him to get it loose after taking one off the top of it in his last at bat, but showing some good footwork there.
Yeah, I said Antonicello. And then Goodrich. There's a ground ball to Dempsey. Oh, what a pretty play. Throw to first. And he just, nice throw by Dempsey, but they can't get him at first. A little bang-bang play there. Look at that one-handed grab by Dempsey, as you see on the BFA Live Sports replay. Hernandez got it, and he was safe. So nice hustle by Marone to get down the line for a 2-out infield single. That was a nice play by Dempsey. He certainly had some rockets hit toward him at third base today. And able to snag that one with the backhand. So 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Ben Mayer is now the hitter, and a throw over to first to check on Marone. Mayers is 2 for 3 with a pair of singles on the day. Master deals in the dirt. And it kind of brings up some dust there, too. Looks like most of home plate is now covered in dirt. Master gives a look over to first to check on Marone. Now turns his attention toward the plate. Marone thought about running a snap throw to first, and it goes down the right field line. Marone will hustle into second on the throw by Solinsky that sailed past Hernandez, so now Marone in scoring position with 2 away.
Well, it's the insurance run that they are looking for, and definitely the way this game has gone so far, they're going to need. Far from over.
Dukes lead 2-1. They scored 1 run in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. Threatening again here in the 7th with 2 out. Master deals in the dirt, and it goes to the backstop. A wild pitch sends Marone to third. He's rounding third. He'll stay right there.
So you just got to reset. Take the deep breath. Make sure you got your tempo going from a pitch standpoint. And settle it in.
2 outs here in the 7th. Marone now leading off a third for the Dukes. The pitch. Up high, and it goes to the backstop. Marone hustling toward the plate. He'll score without a throw. And the Dukes take a 3-1 lead here in the 7th.
So Master a little frustrated with himself, but at the end of the day, got nothing to want to be upset about. I mean, he has pitched a gem.
Pitch up high, and it's 2-out walk to Mayers. Dukes now lead 3-1. Game 2 of a doubleheader, 7-inning contest, so this is the last inning. Buccaneers now trail 3-1. Looking to keep things at that score. Heading toward the bottom of the 7th. Matt Shepard now the hitter. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon, had a single in the 4th. And looks at ball 1 from Ryan Master out there for his 7th inning of work. Runner leads off first with 2 out. Master deals. Ground ball past Goodrich into right field for a 2-out single. Heading toward third on the play is Mayers, and the throw! Safe! Underneath the tag of Dempsey. And now it's second and third with 2 out.
Yeah, good heads-up play here. That is very close.
So it's single by Shepard. Mayers had no doubt about it. He was heading to third. So 2 on, 2 out. And that'll bring up Gazzardo, who's walked twice and struck out. And a mound visit with Ryan Master. Just a mound visit. Nobody's been warming up in the pen. Unless there's a last-second change here, but it looks like just a mound visit.
Yeah, and really no need to. I mean, Masters putting the ball where it needs to be, keeping it down in the zone. They haven't been hitting the ball that hard. I mean, a couple of balls were squared up, but overall, he's really done his job. Just some very weird spots where ball is just found open field.
Duke's threatening to score more here in the 7th. They've tacked on 1 here in the top half. They lead 3-1 over the Buccaneers in Game 2 of a doubleheader. Gazzardo, the hitter, with runners on second and third with 2 gone, and looks at a strike. Infield playing back. Dempsey in a little bit at third. Pitch, and it's in the dirt. It goes to the backstop again. That'll score Mayers. Shepard to third, and the Dukes take a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, this late in the game, as much of base runners have been a premium, this is really going to put the Buccaneers up against the wall. And don't look now, but you still have Shepard down at third and Gazzardo.
And the pitch inside, twist Gazzardo around. And here on the tack-on portion of the game, the Dukes have added 2 runs here in the 7th. Runner leads off third with 2 away. Pitch to Gazzardo, sails outside to the chagrin of Ryan Master on the mound. Now sets and deals up high, and a walk to Gazzardo. So Gazzardo on first, Shepard on third with 2 gone. James Hallman now the hitter. Reached on a fielder's choice in his last at bat, also singled and popped to the catcher.
Yeah, Gazzardo, 3 walks on the day. Showing some plate discipline there, not chasing the bad stuff.
It's a way to get on. Three walks and a strikeout, so Gazzardo's got on base. And now Caden Dale hustling into the bullpen, and he's going to start warming up. Line shot down the left field line and fair. That'll score one. Here comes a second. Ball still being dug out of the corner. It is a 2 RBI double by Hallman, and the Dukes lead 6-1.
Yeah, that's a just well-executed jump on the first pitch fastball. And Hallman turns on it, and he will clear the bases.
You know, Vega had to – that one went all the way to the wall. Vega had to dig it from behind where Caden Dale was warming up in the bullpen down the left field line. Able to get it in, but not until 2 runs able to come across the plate. Dukes have scored 4 runs here in the 7th.
Yeah, you're starting to see why they are the number 2 ranked team in the country for the NJCAA Division III. I mean, it's just all of a sudden come together, and they are dialed in with the bats.
Peacock now the hitter with 2 gone. Swing and a miss. But the Dukes won game 1, 8-1. They lead 6-1 here in game number 2. You know, and up until the 7th, it was a very close contest. Dukes have scored 4 in the 7th. Swing and a, swing for strike 2 on Peacock, who is 1 for 3, had an RBI single in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, this is going to be one you're going to look at the box score and kind of scratch your head a little bit and say, how did this end up being a 6-1 game when you look at the first 6 innings?
Pitch here inside. And it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hallman on second after a 2 RBI double. The Dukes have scored 4 runs here in the top of the 7th. They lead 6-1 in game 2 of a doubleheader. Master deals in the dirt. Hallman straining a little too far off his second, but no throw by Solinsky. And the count's gone full. Caden Dale remains throwing in the pen. Pitch up high. And another 2-out walk as Peacock heads down to first. And Will Gamble will come to the plate as the 9th batter of the inning for the Dukes. And that looks like it'll be all for Ryan Master after 6 2/3.
Yeah.
As Caden Dale coming in from the bullpen.
Yeah, tough spot to finish there at Master, but overall, I thought he pitched a really good game. Things got away a little bit from him here in the 7th, but this will be one that he'll look back on and say, hey, pitched a pretty good game against a very stellar Cumberland lineup.
We'll keep it here as Caden Dale does his warm-ups. And you know what? Up until this inning, Ryan Masters seemed for the most part to be cruising along. I think one thing that caught my attention this inning a little bit, it started in the 6th, Doug, was just his command of the strike zone. You saw some wild pitches and mixed in there, a couple runs able to score off of that. So to me, it looked like Master was just starting to hit fatigue in the 6th, and again here in the 7th as 4 runs have crossed.
Yeah, they tend to happen in bunches, and again, his command was so good. He was so on point for the better part of the game. And then there's 2 batters back-to-back. And when those 2 balls got away from him, the tide had changed. And a lot of times, listen, it's a momentum game. And Cumberland was patient. They were pressing. And then the next thing you know, boom. It was like gasoline was thrown on the fire after those 2 wild pitches, and you start putting together a combination of hits and walks. A lot going on the base paths, and very hard to stop the offense once this train got rolling. And,
you think back to the bottom of the 6th as well. The Buccaneers had scratched a run across. Okay, it's 2-1. They had 2nd and 3rd. It's fallacy, the predetermined outcome there. But if the Buccaneers scratch across a run, tie the game, maybe go ahead, you think momentum's on their side heading into the 7th, and who knows, it could be a different outcome in the top of the 7th, if you know you have the lead, you kind of feel a little bit more excited to try and close things out than you are, okay, we're still trailing, let's try to keep things where they are.
Yeah, the Buccaneers dugout, they were fired up for the better part of the last couple innings in the game. They were up and out. Seemed like they were kind of in the head a little bit of kind of what was going on with Cumberland, and I think even for us, we were waiting to see how long were they going to ride out with Keneally being in the game, and then finally the change was made with Goods, and perhaps.
Now, Gamble is now the hitter. He's the 9th batter of the inning for the Dukes. Dale deals outside, runner goes, throw to third by Solinsky, and he got him.
And
so
that's
Solinsky,
the play they were looking for.
Yeah, able to get Hallman trying to snag third on the pass ball. And that'll do it here in the 7th inning. The Dukes put up 4 runs here in the 7th. They lead 6-1. Last at-bats coming up for the Buccaneers on BFA Sports. We go to the bottom of the 7th here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City. Vin Avenue, Doug Stasic with you here on BFA Sports. Mikhail Woods back out there. Came on in relief in the 6th inning, able to limit the damage at 1 run for the Buccaneers at that point. Dukes scored 4 runs in the top of the 7th. They lead 6-1. This is the last licks, if you will, for the Bucs in a 7-inning contest. Game 2 of a doubleheader. It'll be Gabe Solinsky, Mo Antonicello, and Javier Vega for the Bucs trying to start a rally here in the 7th. Pitch outs clips the outside corner by Goods, and it's 0-1 on Solinsky, who is 0 for 2.
Yeah, it's a tall task here. I mean, you're down 5 runs. Been hard to come by to get some base runners on. And now you got to work your way back out. So you got to show a lot of patience. You got to be willing to take pitches you might not normally want to take. But until you get about 2 base runners on, Buccaneers bats probably aren't going to be swung too much.
That one chopped to third, and a nice play and a throw over to first by Peacock to retire Solinsky 1 away.
That's the pitch right there. Nice job taking the first couple. Can't let that one go since it's right down the middle.
1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Mo Antonicello now the hitter. He's 0 for 2 in Game 2. And the pitch. There's a strike. 0-1 on the Buccaneers shortstop. Buccaneers trail 6-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Now in low, and it's 1-1. Pitch up high, and count goes to 2-1. Buccaneers go on the road on Friday to Middlesex County College, and then they have a doubleheader here Saturday afternoon starting up at 12 o'clock. So a couple days to rest up, heal up, and get back at it later this week. 3-1 the count on Antonicello. Goods deals and catches the plate. And Tonicello thought that was a little high. So now he's going to go retrieve his bat for a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. Not going to help your cause, however, especially when you even get the elbow guard off and then get called back to the box.
The 3-2.
Oh.
And that one sails inside, and Tonicello reaches on a one-out walk as the Buccaneers try to mount a rally here in the bottom of the 7th. Javier Vega now steps up to the plate. He is 0 for 2.
The veteran catcher there, Shepard, looks like he's searching for a little bit better of a baseball for his pitcher.
1 on, 1 out. Buccaneers trail by 5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Goods deals, and there's a strike. 0-1 on Vega. And Tonicello leads off first with 1 out. And that pitch sails outside. Vega looks at strike 2.
Good location there by Goods. Staying away from him, outside edge.
Isaiah Kennison waits on deck. 1 on, 1 out. And Tonicello leads off first. Now he heads back as Goods steps off. Vega looking to ignite a rally for the Buccaneers. The pitch. Called strike 3. To the surprise of Vega there, kind of took a turn. Check it out on the BFA Live Sports replay.
Yeah, that was a good pitch location right there.
Nice framing job by Shepard to snag that one.
You're going to get that angle. I mean, a left-handed pitcher coming from the outside in on the hands.
Buccaneers down to their final out.
Got to assume that that front part of that plate is going to get clipped.
Isaiah Kennison now the hitter. He was hit by a pitch and scored the lone run for the Buccaneers in the 6th. And Tonicello leads off first with 2 away. And there's ball 2 to Kennison. Game 2 of a doubleheader. The Dukes won 8-1 in game number 1. They lead 6-1 here in game 2. The pitch in the dirt. And Kennison with a 3-0 count. Infield playing back for the Dukes with Kennison up at the plate. Nate Goodrich on deck. The 3-0 up high, and Kennison draws a 2-out walk. So 2 walks in the inning for the Buccaneers. The first of which now sends in Tonicello down to second base. So 2 on, 2 out, and Nate Goodrich now the hitter. Flew out to left field in the first, had a single, caught stealing in the 4th, and was hit by a pitch in the 6th. Made it to third. 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. Buccaneers trail by 5. That one sails a little low and inside, 1-0.
And Goods here has to take a deep breath, stand a little tall. If I were him, I'd probably step off the mound, take a step back, and just reset.
The pitch to
Seems
Goodrich.
to be short-arming his pitches right now.
2-0 on the Buccaneers' second baseman. Goods deals, and there's a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, nice job there by Goods, changing up the tempo, looking it in, taking a little longer before he delivered. So the pitch looked a bit more deliberate as he came off the hill.
Runners lead first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Goodrich. Grounded to first. Gamble fields, and the ball game is over. The Dukes win it 6-1. They sweep a doubleheader over the Buccaneers here on Sunday afternoon, 8-1 and 6-1. Solid pitching in both games by the Dukes. They win this one 6-1. Buccaneers will be back in action on Friday. They'll head to Middlesex County College and then back here at Sandcastle Stadium in Atlantic City on Saturday for a doubleheader starting up at 12. We'll have the action for you right then on the BFA Live Sports YouTube channel. For Doug Stasic and our entire BFA Sports crew, I'm Vin Avenue. Stay safe and drive home safely.